All right. Well, welcome everybody. We're letting people in. We're so excited that you're here. Today we're here for the webinar about student health services, immunizations, and waivers. And so hopefully this is what you're seeing. We are in the right place and we're excited to have you. I hope that you're able to join. We will give people a couple more minutes to join us. And then we will begin. We have our guest speaker, wonderful Monica Merriweather from Student Health Services. And so she will be taking us through the webinar and explaining a lot of the details that you are going to learn about today regarding student health records, waivers, insurance cards, and all of the important information that you will need. So we will give people a few more minutes to join us. We're both live on Facebook and here on Zoom. So we welcome everybody and we will go through some housekeeping items, get comfortable, get some coffee, get some water, have a notepad ready, and we will begin in about 1 minute. So we're happy to see everybody here. Housekeeping items. All right. So it's 2 p.m. on the dot. And so in light of all of you being on time and eager to learn about UAB Student Health Services, we will go ahead and take care of some housekeeping items real quickly. If you see me glancing to the side, it's because I'm also monitoring our presentation on Facebook in case there's questions. And so the way to work today is Monica will do our presentation, and then you will have the opportunity to submit your questions through the Q&A section and also through Facebook. And that's why I'll be looking sideways to monitor some of those questions. And then at the end, we will have some time to answer those questions. So if something comes to mind as we are doing the presentation, jot down the question, and then we'll be glad to get to the question afterwards. Again, this the webinar will stay live on Facebook for your viewing again. You can view it later again and with your student. And if you have additional questions, you can send them to us. So I see that we have a lot of more people joining. Let's give them just 1 more minute and then we will go ahead and get started. And I do see some people also on Facebook. So we're excited to have everybody. So, all right. So, Monica, if you're ready, we can go ahead and begin. I introduce you all to Monica Merriweather from the UAB Student Health and Wellness Center. And Monica, this is all yours. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Carmen. Hello, everyone. My name is Monica Merriweather. I work at UAB Student Health Services. I'm the nurse supervisor here. I have been here not as a nurse supervisor, but just working as a nurse. I started here in 2012, and I've been here ever since. And caring for students over the years has been a joy and a pleasure. Even in the difficult times of COVID, we all managed to work through it and navigate a new way in healthcare. So I'm happy to join you guys. And please, if you have any questions or you think of anything, then write it down. All right, so I'm going to begin our presentation. This is our illustrious building, UAB Student Health Services. We're at 1714 9th Avenue South, and we're across from Gold Hall. So you can see us, they can see us just right as they walk out the door. And then also too, we have a parking lot. So if students feel like they live somewhere like at Campbell Hall or something like that, and they feel like someone needs to drive them or they need to drive themselves, they can park in our lot and just come upstairs and get a parking pass or print one out. And we are located on the 3rd floor of our building, Suite 300. So 4 things to know we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the student patient portal button, insurance and health insurance and waivers, immunizations and medical clearance, and that we're the doctor's office on campus for the students of UAB. So make sure you take a picture of this. And if you have questions, we can always go back and review. All right. So our student patient portal can be found in several different ways, okay? You can go to our website at uab.edu/students/health, and it can be, you can click on our patient portal there. And you can also go to BlazerNet and you'll see a lot of buttons on the side, and one of those will say Patient Portal, and you can click on that as well. And then our Patient Portal can also be found on the UAB app. So we're excited to have that addition as well over the last few years. But the Patient Portal is basically a wealth of knowledge as far as like how to get to your talk to your provider, send us a prescription refill, or see your last records or immunizations or anything like that. Okay, so this is a picture of what students will see when they log into the patient portal. They have to log in with their Blazer ID and password, and then once they do that, they will go to the home screen where it will show the different categories are there, okay? When you first log on, it shows you like 4 buttons, and some of them are send messages, medical clearance, do surveys, things like that. When you click those, these things will show up. For right now, ignore the insurance waivers one, and I'll get into that in just a little bit. So here you can see that you can click on medical clearance to see where you're still lacking as far as immunizations. If you need to review or add anything to your health history or anything like that.
Primary requirements that they have. One is the immunization requirement. Those students have to go through the medical clearance process for that. And the other is the health insurance requirement.
Okay.
These are due by August the 1st, and we'll talk about how you submit documentation for these requirements.
Okay.
As we go throughout this presentation, you will see this little camera.
Not really sure what's happening, guys. I'm so sorry, but I thought Carmen was talking, and then it's
Nope, it seems that there's a recording on the back of on your back end. So
yeah.
yes. But go ahead. We can hear you
Okay.
over whatever is being said. So don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay, let's go back a little bit. I apologize for that, everyone. I had no idea there was a recording on the back end because it didn't play when I was going through my slides last week. So here you'll go where you can see your appointments and the such, and you can send messages. Like if you click on that, you can send messages, and it sends different messages about, you can send a message to your provider, you can send a message to get a prescription refill, send a message to the triage nurse if you have a question that you're not quite sure, do I need to see a doctor for this, and things like that. We'll move forward. Okay, so in our immunizations, the health insurance waiver is not quite due just yet. So with the health insurance waiver, we've made some changes here. And so those more information will be coming out in the upcoming weeks. As that comes out, there will be lots of communication to everyone, students and parents alike, that will have that information of how to complete your insurance waiver. Immunizations are due by August 1st, but as I like to say, when students say, when are they due? I say as soon as possible, because what happens is everyone waits till July 30th, July 31st, and then we're completely inundated with medical clearance forms, and it takes 3 to 5 business days to go through that many forms and make sure people are compliant and notify them about things that they might need as well. So just remember, it's due by August 1st, but my saying is it's due as soon as possible. The quicker you can get it put in, the easier we can reach out to you to say, hey, you're still missing your Tdap. You can get that done at your doctor's office or our office, or go to the pharmacy. Okay, for insurance requires, I would suggest that everyone take a picture of this and note whether or not your insurance meets our standards. Okay, it has to be compliant with federal ACA benefit requirements, be from an insurance that's in business within the U.S., can see physicians in Alabama, both inpatient and mental health, pre-existing conditions, or unlimited coverage for illness and injury, and cover all semesters of enrollment. So I'll give everyone a moment to take a picture of that before we move on. All right, so we're going to go to the next slide. All right, so you must have medical clearance to attend classes. This is a requirement of UAB. It's not just us. It's just a requirement of UAB. In most schools in Alabama, they require immunizations. It's just they might require different kinds. But yes, so in order to get your immunizations, if you have had immunizations in the past, you can go to your local health department. You can go to your primary care provider if you have one in the past, or a pediatrician, and get those records. And some high schools require you to have your immunizations as well. And so you can always get records of those, or you can make an appointment to come here at Student Health. These are the 5 immunization requirements that we have. We have to have 2 measles, mumps, rubella vaccines with at least 30 days apart. For those that are getting it currently, has your children, you get it at the first one after the age of 1 year, and then the second one after the age of 4 or 5. I think it's age 5. A Tdap, not DTaP, but a Tdap. There's a difference. And then 2 varicella vaccines, test for chickenpox, a meningitis vaccine. Now with the meningitis vaccine, MemB or Bexsero or Tremembo it's good to have, but it is not required. We require the ACWY meningitis. And so those are the kinds that cover very different strains of meningitis that you can get. And if you have any questions, we can talk about it at the end. And then a TB skin test. And if you've had a positive TB skin test in the beginning, ever, then we can go through that process of filling out a high-risk TB questionnaire. And so we accept different forms of records, immunization certificate, or in Alabama, it's called a blue card. In Georgia, I know it's called grits. And you can also have written documentation from your doctor or blood titers. So when you go to the patient portal, this is how you'll submit your immunizations. And then you can also, if you're in a clinical program or anything like that, like nursing, you also submit your physical forms and things like that. And everyone can take a picture of this one as well. We'll give a few minutes. Okay, and we'll move on. All right. So this is UAB Student Health Services, and the woman in the picture is Dr. Pridgeon, our medical director. We are open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and closed for major holidays and weekends. And if we close for like work days or professional developments, we usually communicate that really well on our website and through our patient portal and on our Instagram, excuse me. And if you have a non-emergency, you can always page our on-call provider after 5 and on weekends, or go to the closest urgent care, which is not very far from us. And they were also in between 2 hospitals, UAB Main Hospital and UAB Highlands Hospital. So if it's something that you need to go to the ER for and you live on campus or close to campus, those are 2 hospitals that you can go to. So at Students Health, we see a variety of things. We see primary care, like if you just need a physical exam, you hadn't had one in a while, you're sick or things like that, sore throat, stuffy nose, sick, sinus infections, things like that. We also have a sexual health clinic where we do free sexual health testing for students, women's health clinic, where we do PAPs and STI testing and all the things that women's health. We also place IUDs and Nexplanons, any primary care mental health like anxiety, depression, things of the sort. We have an immunization clinic, which is located in the back of our clinic. And so you can go there to get all of your immunizations done, or if you have any questions about immunizations, you can go there as well. Nutrition services, we have a registered dietitian in-house. We have an athletic trainer that works with us through the rec center, and we usually refer him to do any type of exercise that we need for a student that we see through our sports medicine clinic. We also have a psychiatrist in-house. We can refer patients out, say they need to go to dermatology or get allergy testing. We can refer them as well. We also have a lab and x-ray in-house. Currently, our x-rays are only done on Thursdays. And then we do offer telemedicine visits on specific days with specific providers. And we have eye care, UAB eye care that comes on Tuesday afternoons for students that have any type of like eye concerns or anything like that. We also do offer gender care services. So if anyone has any questions about that, then just let me know. So thanks for your attention. If you have any questions, we'll get into it.
All right. Awesome. So I think this is great information. And again, this will be on Facebook. If you didn't have a chance to take pictures of the slides, or if you have any, if you want to view any of the other information that was presented, you can go back on Facebook. And then in about a week to 10 days, we will put this up on our website, uab.edu/families. And then you can go back and view it at your convenience and with your student if you want to. So if you all have any questions, we have time for questions that you may have, so you can submit them through the Q&A section, and or if you're joining us on Facebook, you can put them in the comments, and I'll be glad to that we can address those questions now. So just to review, Monica, deadlines is as soon as possible, but definitely definitely August 1st, and then make sure that all of the documentation is in there. We do have a question that just came in. It says 1-step or 2-step TB test.
Okay. So 1-step TB skin test is usually for students that are just getting enrolled here. You're a new student, or you're not in a clinical program, meaning you're not further into your college career where you've applied to like medical school or nursing school or PT school, things like that. So we just require the 1 TB skin test for you to enroll and be enrolled in school here as a freshman or whenever you decide to transfer or anything like that.
And that took care of our second question, which is the TB immunization for all students or just for medical students? So
All students.
for all students, yes.
It's different when you get into medical school and nursing school and things like that.
Yes, there will be other requirements, I understand, for those students going more into the health field. Thank you. There's another question that says, is there a place where we can do the waiver for health insurance?
Okay, so currently our waiver system is down because we are in the process of revamping it. And so for right now, once we get that process in place, we will communicate out to all students and all of UAB about the waiver process and how to submit those waivers now. So
And
hang
this,
tight.
yeah, hang in there. Yeah, this takes us into our next question, which basically says we were told last week at orientation to wait a few weeks because there's a new system at student health being uploaded. Is it ready now, or is for us to upload records? And so it's coming in a few weeks. I believe it was late June or the middle of June. Is it correct?
At this moment, I do not have a date, but as soon as everything is finalized, we will send it out. So
Yes, and as soon as everything is ready, through the Family Hub, we will send everybody information about when you need to submit that information and when the waivers and the or the insurance cards need to be added to the record. So as soon as that is ready, just start compiling everything, start having everything ready. You now know which are the required immunizations. Just verify with your doctor, I believe, to make sure that those are in place. But these are very good questions, and I'm glad that the information is going through. If a student travels out of the country within 6 months, will he or she need a TB test?
Look, well, before, after enrollment. So if they are in the semester, like, and they traveled out of the country for like an internship or something like that, or going on vacation, as long as they've had it and we have verified that and cleared them for it, then they're fine. But if they go out of the country and they come back and you start classes, you'll have to have it at least then. So say I went to Dominican Republic 6 months before I started classes. it's probably best for me to get that. It's close to going to enrollment as possible. And that way we can look it over and make sure that we're not having any issues, you're not feeling unwell. So if you have a positive TB skin test, then we have a way of doing a blood test or anything like that to make sure that you don't have active TB. So, at least 3 months before you before you start school, have your TB test skin test done.
It's a great question. Is it all right that my child already uploaded their immunization card in the current portal? Will they need to resubmit?
No, that's completely fine. And so that way, we'll send communication, once you've submitted your immunization records, if you're missing anything or we have a question about something, we will message you through the patient portal, okay? If we're unable to message you through the patient portal, then you can always message us or give us a call, or you can stop by if you live in the Birmingham area and we can talk to our medical clearance coordinator. Or myself.
So to recap, if they've already submitted their immunization cards, they do not need to resubmit.
No, we've
Okay.
already, because hopefully we've already been able to check it off. Now, I know, like I said, it takes 3 to 5 days. And so if we've already made you compliant and you go in the patient portal and you see everything's compliant, or we haven't reached out to you, then you're good.
And I think what becomes very important is that your student is checking their email, their UAB email regularly, and visiting the portal just in case anything pops up. And you can always call, of course. There's that one age, and I know that this question came through our other site. So it said somewhere along in one of the slides, 21 years
Yes.
of age. And so some students may be turning 21 or may not, so that's something to keep an eye out, right?
Yes, so the meningitis vaccine, you get one before you turn 16, and then it's usually around like age 11, and then you get another one after the age of 16. So say you don't turn 21 for like 3 months, and you transfer to the school, yes, you're still required to have the meningitis vaccine. And so we've changed that because people do live in the dorms at older ages, and this is what the CDC also recommended as well. So we've had students to get the vaccine and then they just needed one more, like they had one at age 11, they got here, they're 18, and they didn't have one after the age of 16. So we have the ability to give that here as well when they get to school, or they can go to their closest pharmacy or their doctor's office. Now, with the MenB, like I said, it is helpful, but it's not required by UAB. So, because I know a lot of people get that when they live in the residence hall, and that's completely fine, but it's not required.
The other question says, where do I upload, or where do students upload their immunization cards?
So you will go on the patient portal and you will click on medical clearance, and you will also take a picture of your card and submit each date that you have for your immunizations. And I think, Carmen, there is the infographic. I think it comes in their book if they've been to orientation, but I can also send it to you as well with the instructions, and you can, if you want to send it out through the hub. Or you can go to our website.
Yes, I
And
was
you
trying
would-
to pull your website up just to make sure that they would, if you go to the website, and then you can see where you need to submit your immunizations, your
And
records.
there's an infographic when you go to medical clearance. You can scroll down. There should be an infographic that shows you step by step the 7 steps to uploading the immunization to the patient portal.
Yes, and I'm just looking, let me see if I can share this and tell me if this is the correct location. This is what comes up on the website. Is this still?
You want me to stop sharing?
Yes, if you want to stop sharing, Monica, because what I pulled was the uab.edu/student health information of the website. which
correct.
has all the information about student health services. So if you go here, there's your patient portal. That's where your student would submit their questions. There's also, which is being updated, the other part about insurance and the immunization. So, this is where they would need to go, correct, Monica?
Yes, it is. So if you look, go at the top corner, go all the way up and click on Get Started.
Okay.
Okay. And immunization clearance.
So it would take students to a page like this.
Yes, and scroll down. Let's see. It should show, sorry. Student patient portal updates medical clearance.
And again, this is one of those pages, everything is being updated. So what we ask is that this is the page where you would need to go so that you would be able, where you would be able to upload the information. And so as soon as everything is uploaded, we will updated, we will let you know. So that, but this is what the page looks like. And this is the address is Student Health Services or uab.edu/student health. So I hope this is helpful. I'll stop sharing just to make sure that we can answer a couple of more questions that have come in. And so basically that's where you would go and upload the questions.
And if you have any questions, if anyone has any questions, they can feel free to reach out to me through the patient portal, or you can give us a call. I'm happy to help. We're here to help you guys navigate college life. And so any way we can help do that to bridge that gap, we're happy to do.
The same thing, if you have any questions, you can also submit them to families@uab.edu, and we will send those questions to, in this case, to Monica or Student Health Services, and we will get back to you, or we will connect you with whoever needs to have that information that can help you. We also, so don't ever hesitate to send us an email. Again, families@uab.edu, or give us a call, 205-975-0684. And that's all on your little campus ESP card that you got. But don't ever hesitate if you have any questions, and we will be able to share them with you and with Student Health Services. I do have another question that just came in that says, my student uploaded immunization records about 3 weeks ago. It says satisfied. Does that mean she's good?
If it says satisfied and you got all green check marks, that means you're good.
All right, that's great news. So
Yes,
but
it
it's always
is.
good to ask, because if you have any doubts,
Yeah.
let's ask, and it's good to get confirmation, to have to be running and be worrying about at the end. All right, well, again, we still have a few more minutes for questions. If there are any additional questions that come up later, because usually when we think about things, it's like, oh, I didn't ask, send them to us, send them to our email, families@uab.edu. If you still have not come to orientation, because some of the families are coming next week, just come by the office. We're in Suite 140 in the Hill Student Center. If you have any questions, then we can connect you with Monica or Student Health Services or anybody else you need to. And then we will be able to help you that way.
So also,
yes.
I'm sorry, also too, we are at the freshman orientations, we have a table there. And we're also at the new transfer student orientations. So if you see our table there, come stop by and ask us questions. I will actually be out of office next week, but someone else will be there to take my place. So they can answer any questions that you might have.
So yes, so if anybody has any additional questions, please let us know. Again, we are very excited to see you in the fall and see your students. And I know Student Health Services does an amazing job taking care of our students. My student knew where to go, and if he didn't have a shot, which he was missing a little test, they went and found him, and so he got emails to scare
We will find you.
Like, they won't let me go to class. I said, well, then you need to go take care of that. So but they're very good about that. And then please stay in touch, and if you have any additional questions that come up later, please do send them to us. And we thank everybody for being here today. As a little commercial, I would like to invite you to our webinar that's happening tomorrow, which has to do with student involvement and leadership. So if you can join us tomorrow at 2:30, same location, Zoom and Facebook, join us, and that'll give you some information about extracurricular, co-curricular activities and organizations that your students may want to join. You know, they're coming here, yes, for their education, but all those outside experiences will allow them not only to explore other interests, but also to meet people with similar interests and then can stay connected and just, you know, see what field, maybe discover their major or find other interests. So this was as a little commercial side note. So we thank everybody for being here today. Monica, if there's anything else you want to add before we go?
I am happy to join you guys today. I hope I was able to clarify everything, but like I said, if we are at the freshman orientations and the transfer student orientation. So if I missed anything, there will be someone there that can help answer your questions or clarify anything and get those immunizations in as soon as possible. And again, we'll send out lots of communication when it's time to do the waivers and everything. So that way everybody has plenty of time to be able to get their information and ask questions if they need to. And we can make sure that we don't have any issues with the new system and things like that. But it was a
Awesome.
pleasure speaking to you all today.
Well, thank you all very much. And thank you, Monica. And just one last thing before I forget, if you check the calendar in the Family Hub on the right-hand side of your page, we are constantly adding dates. And so we will be adding dates to remind you about the submission deadline of your students' immunization record. So those deadlines will be posted. So just look ahead at the calendar and that can give you information that's coming up, and that gets constantly updated as we get new dates. So again, thank you everybody for joining us today. We
Thank
hope to
y'all.
see you soon, and thank you, Monica, and have a great rest of your day, everybody.
Thank you. Have a great day.